everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. So today is a slightly different episode to what we normally do. Normally we get a car, we do it up, I show you the numbers, and we go off and sell the car in the distance. Today is going to be different to that because today is a challenge day. So my niece approached me and said to me that she would like to buy a car, but she doesn't have a lot of money. So essentially what she's saying to me is that she wants me to find the best car for a budget of around £2,500 tops. That's it. So I have to find the car that she has chosen, which is a Fiat 500. She wants a lounge edition of a Fiat 500, the newest model that we can find for £2,500 all in. So let's kick off the challenge.
Okay, so what I've done here now is I have set our price. So this is our maximum price that we want to go, so £2,500. And the car that she would really like is a Fiat 500 Lounge Edition. Okay, so what we've done, we've set the filter to go start from the highest price, and we have our first car here. Now don't forget our criteria. The car must be 2010 upwards, and it also must have done no more than 80,000 miles, and preferably a dark, a black or a grey would be her preference, but if there's any other color she would consider it. So our first one here doesn't meet our criteria because it's a 2009 car. Going down, this one is again too old. This next one here, let's take a quick look at this one. So this one is a 2008, so it's too old. So let's go back. Again 2008, too old, too old, too old. Here's a 2011. This is a twin air one, and it's 61,000 miles. So this one is potentially a candidate. Doesn't seem to have any issues with it in terms of previous history, and it is going for 61,000. So that's a potential candidate, but again the color not quite right. It is a white car and she would really like a dark colored car. So going down here again, most of these cars are just a little bit too old. They are 2009s and below. So that rules out cars on eBay, and of course Auto Trader. Well, for that kind of money you're not going to get anything decent. So let's take a look at a salvage auction and see what we actually went for in the end. So this is the car that we went for in the end. It's a 2013 Fiat 500 Lounge Edition in a metallic grey. It's a very nice car. The damage is very small. It's this wing here, the headlight as you can see, and the bumper, and also the lower swing arm has been damaged as well. There is no other damage on the vehicle other than a bit of damage on one of the sills here. You can see that's been pushed in there as well, so that needs to pull out. The interior is very clean, no airbags have been deployed, and it's a really nice little car, and it's done 76,000 miles, so it's just below our 80k. Now if you're wondering why 80k, because 500s at 80k need to have a cam belt change, so this car will have its cam belt change rather than wait till it gets to 80k, but at least we know that it will be done and it's within tolerance, which is the reason why that was specifically stated. The engine bay is a little bit dirty, so it's going to have a full service as well as part of the purchase. So yeah, it's a tidy little car, and we managed to get it for 1520. Out the door it was 1748. So let's see, bearing in mind that this is a 2013 car, as you can see here. If we go back to eBay, let's see what kind of money you will be spending for a 2013 car. Okay, so I've set our filter to 2013 and our mileage from 75 to 99 to give us a fighting chance. And as you can see, the prices already are quite high, £2,790 for this one. Now this one is just over our mileage, so we would discount that anyway, because we don't know whether the cam belt has been done on this or not, unless we had a good look at the service history. It's a nice car, has no history, no adverse history that is, but you know, it's above our criteria. The next one is just within our criteria, but look at the price, £3,250, which is high, and then the prices go up and up and up. So for our 1748, you can see that we've got quite a good little bargain for that kind of money, well within our budget. So let's take a look at the vehicle now in anger and see what we need to do. And here is the car. So this is a 2013 Fiat 500 on a late 2013 plate, that is. It's a lounge edition, so it's got the glass roof, as you can see, and the white interior. So we've got a clear glass roof in there. Now the damage on this vehicle is restricted to just this area here, and on the other side there is a dent in the sill there. So that's the only damage that this vehicle has, and yet with that damage this vehicle has been categorized as an S. Now it could be that this vehicle has been in an accident before, but there's no early signs of that other than this area here. So I'm going to take the front apart now. We're going to give an inspection to see what we can save and what has to be replaced, and we're going to see if the lower wishbone, etc., if any of that's been damaged, which would contribute to as to why it's been categorized as an S. So let's take that apart and then we can see exactly what we're dealing with. Okay, so we've got the front wing or wheel off now to inspect the damage, and actually looking at this, the damage is literally just bodywork. So what does that tell me? I think that this car was previously a Cat S and it's been repaired, and then a new owner has driven it and crashed it again. So it's actually been not wrongly categorized. It would normally be categorized as an N if this had gone through the insurance again, but the telltale signs are that the wishbone down the bottom here, it looks pretty new. On the crash frame here, although that looks relatively old, it is clean. So I think that this car was a previous Cat S. It's been repaired, put back on the road, has had another accident, has been written off as a Cat N. So the damage here is pretty light. So far we need just a wing. The bumper potentially might be repairable, I'm not sure. I'll make some phone calls and see what the cost is. I can get a new one painted in colour for £189. Now it won't be exactly a match, because as you know, you do have to blend these in to make them work well, colour match, but it will be in colour, and that's the main thing here. Or we can see if we can get this repaired by a paintless repair. I'm going to take this apart now and see if it will flex back into position. I might be able to apply some heat on here to get it back, but certainly because it's got some deep gouges in here, this will need to be repaired, and it might be cheaper to get it done with a paintless repair. We'll see. Okay, so so far this is looking really good, this car. So yeah, let's crack on and we'll work on take the wing off, and then we'll have a look at this bumper.
Okay, so with the wing off, it's always difficult to take these wings off with the seal bond that they use to bond them on place, but as you can see, there's our wing, so we definitely need to replace that. I've got one on order. And then this bumper is a subject of debate. I might check with a one of these PDR bumper repair to see if this is savable, because literally it's just surface scratches on here down below. This is where the real damage is, up here. So whether they feel that this is something that they could salvage, certainly be on me. But that would save a good chunk of change if we're able to just do that. That also depends on what they charge. Other than that, there is no other structural damage on this vehicle, so I'm at a loss. I'm going to check the VIN to see whether or not this vehicle has had any history, but there's definitely nothing of a category S, unless it's this here. So down here there's this little crack just here, which I'm going to weld. Would that warrant a vehicle becoming a Cat S? I'm not sure, but it could do. But that's the only damage I can find. That's it, other than the dent on the other side. So in regards to headlight, all the tabs are broken except for that one there. It's got a scratch across here, but I can't tell whether this is a scratch or whether it's difficult for you guys to tell, or whether it's a crack. It's difficult to tell. But if it isn't a crack, then it's literally £15 for new tabs, and then that will be as good as gold. So I mean, if it was my car and I was keeping it, I'd probably just replace the headlight, but this is a teenage girl on a budget. So and the tab kits they do are for that very purpose. If the tabs break, you can put them on there rather than having to buy a new headlight. I mean, these headlights are not too bad. They're only 50 odd quid, £58 for a new one. But when you get the projector headlights, which are a lot more expensive, that's when the tabs definitely do become worth their weight in gold. So yeah, pretty pleased with this. I know that she will be very pleased with this, so let's see how we go on. Right, okay, let's put the wheel back on, put it down back off the jack, and then let's put up on the screen what we've spent to date on this car. Okay, so since putting the wheel back on, what I found was that this tyre was a little bit wobbly. Okay, and what I can see is that the lower swing arm, there's a bit of movement down there, so we're going to have to replace that lower swing arm. And also the gap here is closer, which is suggesting that the swing arm has definitely been pushed back. So that could be the reason why it's been written off. Often when they see that, then they make an assumption that the lower frame has been damaged, rather than checking it for sure and then give it a category S. So I believe that that's the reason why this car has been potentially written off. Okay, so but other than that, I mean, the lower swing arm on these cars are cheap as chips, so it's just the bumper, new wing, potentially new headlight, and lower swing arm, and then that's it on this car. It's back to normal. So yeah, not bad, not a bad little car, very nice car. I'm going to give it a little wash later on, but the bodywork on it is immaculate. It's got some good set of tyres. I checked the MOT as well. The MOT history on this vehicle is fantastic. Literally has flown through all the MOTs with just consumables like tyres and brake pads, and like you saw, the brake discs and pads have been replaced on this vehicle after the MOT, because that MOT was back in March. So it's been well looked after, this little car. So let's get these bits, and yeah, it'll be a nice little car when it's back on the road. Okay, so it's been a few days now, and the car is now gone to a painter. I found a new painter who is really reasonably priced, cheaper than everyone that I've used before. And the wing came in from Italy. It was the right color, but it was just off, just slightly off. So Wayne, who is our new painter, he works evenings. He's a painter by trade, but he does a lot of private work in the evening times. So he's taken the car off. Today is Friday. You'll see this on Monday. And he's gonna sort it out over the weekend, which is great. And what he's going to do is he's going to repair the bumper. He's going to paint the wing. He's going to blend it into the door and also blend it into the bonnet. So the car will come back sometime next week, hopefully Monday. So by the time you see this, the car most likely will be back. And we just then need to add the final bits and pieces. So on the headlight, we've got the headlight out of the vehicle. What we're going to do is we're going to do a repair on it, because the headlight is absolutely fine. It's just the tabs that are broken, and Fiat do a tab replacement kit specifically for this very reason, that if they do get damaged, you can repair them rather than having to replace the whole headlight, which makes sense. That's what we're going to do, and that will save us some money as well. So all looking good, and we will hopefully get this project all wrapped up by Thursday of this week. So I hope you've enjoyed this little challenge that we're going to do. I was going to talk about the numbers, but we'll leave that until next week, because obviously with the difference in what we're doing with the paint, that's going to alter the numbers a little bit. But we are still bang on budget. We're still below budget, in fact, and that's the main thing here. So we will see you on the next episode. As always, don't forget to subscribe down here and click on the notification button so that you get notified, or bell, whenever we release a new video, and give us a thumbs up as well. And don't forget to comment. All of this helps the YouTube algorithm and helps us to grow our channel. So looking forward to your comments. Be good to hear what you think of this little project. And yeah, we will see you on the next one. Take care.